if I can see. I don't know if I can see. Okay, let's try. Good girl. It's okay, Mama. Good girl. Let me see. Let me see. Good girl. Let me see. Good girl. Good girl. Oh yeah, that's coming along nicely. Yes, that looks great. It looks good. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl. Let me see one more. Let me see. Good girl. So good. Filling up most of the egg now. Hi, babies. I'm ready for you to come out. I want you to come out. Good girl. So good. There you go, Mama. So good. Hi. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. New babies. I could not find rosemary. So our Callaway's nursery had no rosemary. They had very few herbs at all. So I went to Home Depot because I like to get my potting soil there just because it's a little less expensive than the nursery. They had no rosemary either. But I did get the topsoil. I got some topsoil and some potting soil. Part of that will be used in the hugelkulture garden. This is our little South Lake Town Square. Nice little shopping and dining area. It is absolutely beautiful today. 76 degrees, so I'm using the air conditioner in the car. But at home we've just got doors and windows open. We have a nice draw in the house, so we take advantage of that to save money on our electric bill when we can. Anyway, so I'm headed home to match up some pots for these babies and feed the ducks. All right, we're just checking for eggs. We got eggs in the old rabbit hutch. Best little tool for reaching into these places where I won't fit is this little child's rake. That's all. All the usual places. Every now and then they'll surprise me and have a little stash someplace that I didn't check or expect. They often lay on both sides of this door here in the coop. But not today, just the one. To lay along this back wall, the north wall. But I don't see anything there today either. And my mama Roquefort. I think that's Roquefort I saw in there. You making eggs? So there's typically some eggs in there where she's laying. Another nesting box here. I haven't used this one in a long time though, but we had a good nest. Hatched a couple babies there a couple summers ago. Not uncommon for me to find some eggs right here. You feeling broody in there? You don't have any, you couldn't have more than a couple eggs. Sister's telling you that the back is open. You can go to the back pond. Sweet babies. Okay, I'll come back and check later. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're going to get some more work done around the yard and the property. Skippy filters are doing a good job keeping the water clear. I might go buy some pond dye today. I like the way that looks. Oh, and we have a couple of little wild duck friends that have stopped by for breakfast, which is not unusual, and I think it's always this same pair. And once upon a time, again, we had 2 little mallard girls. They were among that batch of 6 ducklings we bought at the feed store 5 years ago. But we were told they were Rowans, and apparently they weren't, because they flew south the first winter we had them with the wild ducks. As soon as they learned to fly, about 3 months old, they would swim across the fence, spend their days at this city pond with the wild ducks there. They would still come to the fence morning and evening to eat, and for the first 2 or 3 weeks I would go over and catch them and bring them back and put them in the pen. After that, one would still fly home at dinner a lot of nights and go in the pen. But then they flew away. But it was that next spring, I feel like, that morning and evening without fail, any of the wild ducks that were here, including 2 that looked like they might have been our ducks, would come to the fence both times a day to get fed, and that's now conditioned all the wild ducks to come to the fence. We're not seeing a lot of girls right now. I'm guessing we have girls, wild girls, sitting on nests in various places. So I hope that means we'll have a lot of ducklings, but we rarely see more than 3 or 4 ducklings out of this big wild flock of mallards. They don't have a lot of babies each year, unless they really wait someplace with them till they're big enough to be the size of the adults, which doesn't take long. I mean, that's just, 8 to 10 weeks for a lot of breeds. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys in on my peaceful morning and this gorgeous weather and my beautiful flock. And a girl that looks like she's thinking about being broody. We'll see. I don't want it to get too late into the year because it gets so hot here and some of the little ducklings can't tolerate the heat. But I'm going to pick up those eggs I scooped out of the nesting places, and we'll touch base with y'all later. Have a good one. We're going to check the temperature of our hugelkulture bed. Well, let's see if I can get it without getting a glare on it. Yeah, I can put my hand on top of it and feel how nice and warm it is. Okay, it's getting warm. So we've got one big fan going, and then I've got the little fan. The little fan going right here. Yeah, that helps keep the air moving. Because it's plenty warm. It's plenty warm in there, Mama. You could probably take a break. Okay, so we're continuing our work in the garden. Again, my Skippy filters are still keeping the water nice and clear. We moved the greenhouse from the back porch here to the future garden area in the duck run. So much mud. And again, because the geese are pretty naughty, we have to have something around it or they bite at the plastic and pull at the pieces that they can get their mouths around. So I've made a plant run to get my herbs going again. I'm going to grow just one tomato plant this year. I'm the only one that eats tomatoes, but one of my sons makes homemade salsa from time to time, and I figure if I'm lucky I'll have enough I can share some tomatoes with him. So these will actually grow in the greenhouse, which is where they were growing for a long time, and it just got too cold this winter, so we lost everything. So I got to start over from scratch. I had some giant, beautiful rosemary and mint, and having to start over. But I love planting. I love working in the soil. So it's all good. Just have to wait a little while before I can harvest and dry herbs this year. Everyone's had some time out on the pond on the back acre, except that Scully didn't want to get up. She must know it's getting close. We're making some progress. So we got our little fence all the way around. We're going to try to figure out some way to, just make a little door right there. But for now, that's low enough for me to climb over to get in. Got some more soil now for the hugelkulture bed, because it's got to be built up really high, and it's going to continue to settle over time. So while I'm waiting for it to cool, I'm going to continue adding some layers onto it. But I'm going to be busy getting my herbs potted and set up in the greenhouse. I love this kind of work, and I encourage any of you who haven't tried your hand at gardening to set aside some time and pick a plant. Herbs, I think, are really easy to grow as long as they have plenty of sunlight and good drainage for the soil. They do really well. And I'll have some videos coming up once it's harvest time. I'll show you how I harvest and dry my own herbs. Right, I'm getting some planting done. I'll figure out where I want to put those in the greenhouse. But I just want to share with you that I am filling part of the pots with this duck pen bedding, part of that we scooped out, just so I don't have to use as much of the potting soil. That's a pretty good base right there. And I'm hoping that because it's wood shavings, it'll have a little bit of a compost effect for it. And then I'm mixing just some peat moss with some potting mix to fill the rest of it before I put my little plants in. So I'll be back once I've got another layer of soil down. Alright, so I've got now potting mix mixed with the peat moss. We'll take out our little baby plant here. I'm going to put 2 in this. I like to break up the roots a little bit. Put 2 in this pot since it's a nice big pot. Maybe this isn't real exciting for some people, but this is just one of my most favorite things to do. So break these roots up a little. I love oregano. I love the smell of it. I love the way it looks. It's a great herb for the ducks. So it's an immunity booster for the ducks. Oops. It's hard to do this one-handed. Okay, and I'm just going to finish putting a layer of soil here on the top of this. And I'll be back when I've got everything potted and in the greenhouse ready to be watered. Alright, give everybody some good watering. I've already had one round of watering, and as the soil is settling, I'm giving them another round. First round of watering for this tomato though. Tomato plant. Alright. Thank you for helping, babies. Whew. Still have some work to do. You girls get down from there. That's not your bed. There's gonna be plant babies growing in there. Come on, hop down. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Strudel and praline. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Does it feel good? Nice soft dirt? Come on, let's go, girls. Come on, let's go. Well, now you got to go around, honey. Here, I'll open this gate. Here, Mommy will open the gate. Come here. Come here this way. Well, I might have to add some reinforcement to it if I keep finding ducks on it. There you go, Mama. You can come out now. Lots of room still for more plants. So I'll be making some decisions about what else I might want to put in there. I didn't get any sage yet. I like to grow sage. And I love growing lavender. I just feel like it doesn't do very well for me. So I'll have to do a little research to see what variety of lavender might turn out better. And it's almost time to feed the ducks. So I need to get this finished up and move on to other things. Thanks for spending the day with us. We'll keep you posted on all the growing things. And hopefully next time you see this hugelkulture bed, it'll be nice and built up. It's got to be nice and high. All right, till next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, I think this is going to be my last layer of soil. So depending on how much this settles, over the course of the next week or week and a half. I don't think I'm going to be adding anything else to this bed until it's time to put the plants in it. So I'm excited to be at this point. It has been a day of work for sure today, and it's been in the low 80s here, which in and of itself isn't that warm, but it's pretty humid today, and there's some spotty clouds, but for much of the day the sun's just been shining right on me while I work. So it was a good day's work. Again, I'm excited to be at this point, and the next update on this garden bed should be when it's got some plants in it. I hope that's the case. Anyway, cross your fingers for us, and maybe we'll get some good rain also here in the next week. That's such a critical part of making this work. And the ducks are starting to fuss at me because they know it's time to eat. Even the wild ducks are coming around and hollering. So I need to get this spread out and then get busy tending to them. That's it for today. Make it a great rest of the day, a great weekend, and we will be back with all of you soon. Take care.